Welcome back to 50 and Fine, where we get juicy in part two of intimacy from a married, single, and divorced perspective. Let's get into it.
Would you rather be with someone who meets your sexual needs but bores you intellectually, or someone who challenges your mind but leaves you sexually frustrated?
I'm gonna take the boredom and sexual challenge, any day. I can deal with that. I can
Work around
entertain my
that.
damn self. Well, outside of that, but my sex life, I need that to be pushing.
Yeah.
That humbles me, and that also defines me as a gentleman in terms of what how I move throughout
Mhm.
my life. I think if not having a great sex life, it's that shit's like kryptonite to me. That
Mm.
weakens a man. I tell anybody that if a man can't see it, and for any man and the men that are out there who don't have a decent enough sex life, because I'm trying to be fair with what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I
You're trying
it's
to be
humble.
politically correct?
Yeah, I take my hat off to you, bro, because I don't understand. I don't know what that life is like. I want, and I need it in my life. That's just who I've been all my life. So I can't see it without it. So I'll take the humble, quiet person.
No, I get it.
All day.
Boring person, you say?
Yeah.
I'll take the humble, quiet
or the
person all
person
day.
who's not boring but is sexually active. That's the question.
So it is someone who bores you. I mean, someone who meets your sexual needs, but they bore you intellectually. Or someone who
intellectually stimulates you.
stimulates you intellectually,
but can't do nothing for
bores
the
you sexually or leaves you frustrated sexually.
Oh, yeah. It's hard because, like, it depends on what it is. Like, intellect, because I almost could go with the intellectual and bore me sexually because I can fulfill myself in other ways, right? Like, we can communicate, like, there's other things. So I might.
So is that your answer?
Lean to that one. I might lean to that one.
I'm going 100% with that one. Because here's the thing. When you stimulate me intellectually, it fulfills me in so many ways, including my arousal. If you don't know how to move in a sexual space, then we could figure that out. I could teach you, or we could try some different things.
No, you said it's one or the other.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Figuring it out.
No. What I mean is, I will take the intellectual. I would take
so
because I can work with him on the sexual.
You say that. You just that comment said you can't train an old dog new tricks. I'm
Yes,
so
you
sorry.
can.
That's what you say.
No. Okay, that's part of the problem. Let's be very clear.
Here we go.
You can definitely train people. Old dog, new tricks. We have to get out of the spaces where we become stuck and live in spaces where we only do what we're used to doing. Because I think that is just us living in fear. I think that is just us. Well, this is what I've always done. Okay, that's fine. But if your partner wants to do something different and they're introducing it, as loving partners, we try.
I hear you. That shit sound good.
That should sound good.
I guess he's looking at it like, no, it's either one or the other.
You want me to go
that and that, and that's it, and that's what you got to live with for the rest of your life.
But I would still take the intellectual. If it was that, I still would take the intellectual.
Because sex don't, for men, and that's why they said men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Women are from Venus. We are built and mechanically triggered differently and wired differently.
Yeah.
So for it to be more stimulating for you to take the intellectual conversation and the motivational love therapists and the poems and the excitement, holding hands and all of that good shit, that's great.
Because listen, Blake, on a real, I've been celibate for years now. So I know I can go without that. I don't think I can live without the intellect, the conversation, the you teaching me learning from you. I can't live without that.
Okay.
But what happens when Because once it opens back up and you get the water and things flowing, that might not be the case afterwards.
I mean, if somebody come along and just blow my mind, then I don't know. But we're gonna stick to that. We're gonna stick to that answer.
But hence, because mentally you have already given yourself the opportunity to calm down, pull back.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to accept the conversation.
Because look, I got a friend. Because I got girlfriends, but we talk like this, and she has been celibate for a very long time, and then she got sexually active, and she is now like a freak. So
see, out there,
like,
it's on.
Yeah.
Right, because if you meet the right, if she meet the right one that can stimulate her sexually in that room, she will keep that closet door closed, go to work, humble herself, and come back and close that door and don't let the world in.
I plead the fifth. I don't know what they're talking about.
Exactly.
All right, let's talk about numbers then. What's the age of and this is probably for you in particular because Blake is married. What's the age of the youngest person you've been attracted to or has been attracted to you since being in our 40s? Did you act on it? And if you didn't, what stopped you?
So for me, the youngest that I would say that I've been attracted to, like, to be honest, I think even like 20-year-old men that I said, like, dang, he looks good. Mm-hmm. So if you're a man and you look good, I think you're attractive.
I think that is a very good point. And I probably should have worded the question differently because attraction is attraction. Yeah. People can be attractive.
Yeah.
But I mean that you're attracted to that you might be drawn to.
Sexually?
No.
Because I mean, he could be 25 and I'm like, dang, he's fine, he looks good. I want to have a conversation with him, I want to talk with him, but I don't want to have anything more because that's just too young of a relationship.
Oh, we just want that's fair. I mean? That's
but
fair.
Like if we're out and we're at we at the table and we see a couple of men and they good looking and they might be younger, I'll still have a conversation, laugh and talk and have a good time with them, but it wouldn't be anything more.
So what's the youngest that has approached you?
So the youngest that has approached me, they're in their 30s right now. They're in their 30s. Still, yeah, like 32, that kind. And I don't go that young. So the youngest that I would do would be like 38 right now.
Okay. Yeah. You can't answer that question, Blake. What kind of intimacy do you currently wish for that you might not be getting now? Or, Blake, if you're getting it, how do you add to it? Is there anything you want to add to it? So this is a question for both of you.
Well, I think we're going through a phase where it's she wanna. If I had to speak for myself, and let me do that. Let me speak for myself.
Okay.
So where I'm at in terms of my love life is that I'm at a point where I crave for attention, physical attention right now. I think after crossing that 50 mark, you realize that you're on the other side of things. So it's like it's time to I think about what it is that you want to do and that you didn't do yet, if you haven't done it. I think about what's that next thing that I can do to make this better. But I mean, you can only have sex for so many ways and so many ways and so many times and so many. So it's like you keep asking yourself, but I think it's like a drug that we all are trying to catch that first, addiction that we may have had in life somewhere. We always trying to chase it, but I just think at this point it's more so it's not a race now. It's just enjoy it now. So it's not a race. It's more just for me, it's more enjoyment now. So I'll not necessarily have anything to prove, but you know, let go and let loose, enjoy yourself. Now that's kind of where my head's at.
Okay. So the question was, what are you longing for, right? And so
That you might not have right
that
now.
I might not have right now. So for me, it would be having someone that is consistent and longevity with right now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So craving to have that person that I know that's going to be there for the test of time. And that's what, you know, I'm longing for as well. And then the other question was, but you something that you are getting, right?
That you currently wish for that you're not getting.
And that's it. So I'm currently wishing to meet someone where I can have the chemistry and that love together. Because right now you're just kind of talking with people, and yes, you might kind of be doing what you're doing with them, but it's not consistent, like something that's going to be consistent.
Gotcha.
Looking for consistency in that, and something that's going to be longevity.
I don't know if I can answer because I'm not actively dating or even, but when I do, I think it's definitely going to be, I'm an energy driven person. So that energy, that passion, that level of intimacy is going to be required for me. And definitely the openness of it, like the free. I need someone who is free about just intimacy, not just sex, just about intimacy, what it looks like, what it feels
it's deeper.
like.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make that clear too. Like, I'm not getting it in.
Right.
And intimacy,
and intimacy.
All that.
Yeah, because I think when you talk about intimacy, there's a level of a level of the climax side of things that are different than just the enjoyment of just being in the act of having sex.
Right.
And
absolutely.
so that level.
It's the hugging. It's the having someone when you go home with and lay and watch TV. Like
someone that'll look you in your eyes and y'all can just look at each other for a minute.
Those are the things that I was talking about earlier about longevity. Was having that. Was someone that I can go home to and that can give me a kiss on the forehead, hug me, you know, those intimacy things. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, but that's that connection. I mean, and I think that's what I mean by that connection, because you know, time waits for no one, and time is very funny. Time, it transcends so fast that before you realize that, oh, I ain't touched you in, damn, it's been that long.
Yeah.
Damn, you know. Yeah. And you question yourself, and you be like, but then you like, oh, at some point it's gonna get back on track, but do it really ever get back on track? So you have to. That's where the communication comes in at, and that's where, you know, when I say sometimes we as humans, we fall into this trap where we are creatures of habit, where it makes us, where it's a rhythm, and that rhythm becomes your
complacency.
Your complacency every single day. So I can time you. I can tell you, okay, yeah, you're gonna kick in 2-3 days, and soon as certain things of life get to cook, get back to work, everything goes back to, I call it normalcy. You call it normalcy, but it's not transparent. Because I've already done, or you've already spoke what you wanted, or I've already spoke what I wanted. And if neither party is producing, and if you can't communicate it, you're not going to be able to move forward. You can play the game, you can keep playing the song and dance, but at some point you got to ask yourself, you know, is this what I really want? Am I happy?
Right.
So when we get to these ages where we start to ask ourselves, am I happy? But are we being selfish then? Because are we not thinking about the other person that you had to close your eye for, to look through that lens with? Because now you're getting back to being, are we being selfish?
I don't know if we're being selfish. I think we have to constantly ask ourselves those questions, but with our partner in mind, but us first. It has to be self first and then making sure that you are giving grace for whatever is going on in your life with your person, and make sure that that is not, you're not being unfairly judging, or you know what I mean. But you definitely have to ask yourself those questions. But I think you don't ask yourself that question often, or you won't have to ask yourself that question often if you're doing check-ins with your mate.
I wish I knew about check-ins 20 years ago, just to start the marriage.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That, you know, because how you start is how you finish.
Either.
Right. I think I tell anybody that how you start is how you finish.
Yeah.
So if kind of you start, you know, we had a good start with having that. I think that would have been a great opportunity to be able to fall back on, because I'm very traditional. She's, you know, and dealing with me over the years has become traditional in terms of doing things traditional, consistently with things that happen since we, you know, developed our family. But you just you there's a place where you can miss each other and but not miss each other. And then there's a time where they said that was the old saying is that separation brings about appreciation.
Mm.
But to what extent is that separation for you to have to for it to define you, that you miss that person or desire that person a certain way? Don't let the separation, because the separation comes before the realization, then both parties lost.
Yeah,
Both parties lost.
100%.
I mean, and you know, since I'm not
100%.
you know, it's kind of like how you said you wish you would have did it when you were 20 years ago, and you're still married, and you wish you would have did it when you were married, but now separated. Like, I'm not married, so it's like, okay, never been.
Check in,
Lateefa.
Lateefa.
Learn, please listen from, you know, from experience, you know, because it's and I think that, like you said, when you start to think about that and having those, if they was real check-ins.
Do you think you was like? Do you think you would have still been with your partner if you would have checked in?
I think maybe not, but I think because I think some of our issues are just different. Okay. But I think it could have played a part.
You think it could have?
I definitely think it could have played a part if we started early enough. Because I think we would have been more honest, more upfront about our needs. It wouldn't have been assumed, no assumptions. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think, it could have played a huge part.
Right. And probably could have stayed longer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So, all right. So going to the next question.
Okay.
Do you think people in our age group are more sexually open, or are we just better at hiding our kinks?
I think that we are a little both. And the reason why I say this is because as we get older, we're hiding a lot of different things. But I think this this new world of things with the social media, podcasts, like all the different things, like we're starting to kind of open up and talk a lot more and be more free. And that is kind of different to me, because like a lot of things you kind of don't talk about and you kind of keep to yourself. But with all these new avenues, it's kind of coming out.
So I think, to your point, I think it's because we have these new ways to speak. And the world saying it's okay to speak, versus how we were raised, you don't speak.
Yes.
So we're coming out of that space like, okay, maybe it's okay for me to say this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what's happening. Because I grew up in that world, I'm not comfortable with it still.
No, I agree.
Like I still struggle with it. I feel like this is my comfort level of being private, not being on my bit, like all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh no, 100%. I told a friend of mine on another episode that this podcast has pushed me to be more open and vulnerable, because I grew up in that where you don't speak. And then I'm also a Scorpio, so I keep everything close to the chest. I know you are.
Yeah. So you get it.
Yes.
I don't want nobody.
Exactly. So what do you think, Blake?
I think it's a little bit of both, but it's going to be hard to define which one or what people are going to do, because you got, when you're dealing with life and you're dealing with perception, and especially how people want people to perceive, everybody always want to put the best foot forward.
Mhm.
So, and life has, for some reason, demonized the sexual revolution as if it's something to be, washed under the rug or put in the closet,
Mhm.
and when it shouldn't, because of when you're freer with what makes you happy or what makes you click, then there's no second guessing than the confidence that person has.
Mhm.
Because if we talk about people who are into polygamy, they have to accept a certain side of them to say that I'm open to be in an open relationship,
Mhm.
and that I can, carry on multiple relationships. So where some people not in their wildest dream but can fathom being with multiple people, but realistically, most of them do, because there's a situation where one is cheating or something, then you still caught up in the 3-way or 2-way, or, whatever, so you have to identify what's truly in front of you and say, can I handle this? Or, because I think if we embrace certain things early, and accept certain things early, life would be so much better.
Mhm.
Life would be
I
so
think it's like
much
she was saying,
better.
easier said than done. We're hiding it.
We're hiding
And we
it.
have gotten so good at hiding
But the
it.
reason they're hiding, because they don't want to accept who they are and be free. Because if the communication is there from the beginning, that what people has to understand. If the communication is there from the beginning, the intellectual there, the conversation, no matter what, that person still can bring it financially, supportively, whatever. But say, this is who I am at the beginning. Would you even give that person the chance to see how far would that relationship go if that person said, I'm this wild in the bedroom?
Right.
Because becoming a person's husband or becoming a person's wife, it's a lot of shit that outside world don't know what goes on in the room.
Absolutely.
Don't know how it goes down.
Exactly.
So, and it took time for each party to embrace whatever side that they
parts
had
that they have.
that came in with that. So if I came out first and said I'm swinging from the chandeliers and I'm Tarzan and I'm, it's like
Still easier said than done, Blake, because we still have to factor in our rearing and our messaging. Socially, family messaging, whatever it was, that may have been like, hush, you don't ever talk about that. You know what I mean? I'm saying it's that case, but I'm saying we have to factor in that. So yeah, but I believe, like we've all said, we're coming out of that in 100%, that we need to be able to speak on it up front. But it brings to the next question, because how do we describe our shadow self in relationships? That part of us that we hide from our partners or from everybody. Is it kink? Is it a need for control? Is it our daddy or mommy issues? How do we describe those? And are we talking about it with our partners?
I'm an Aries. You're going to get it straight up from me.
Okay.
I can't sugarcoat it. If it's something that moves me, I like or whatnot. Now, you can talk me down off the edge.
But I like that you're going to put it out there.
Yeah. You can talk me down. I'm not saying that it's got to be my way or no way or the highway. But I'm saying, hey, I'm so excited about how I throw it out there. And shit, now, once you shoot me down, depending on how you shoot me down, that rejection shit can play a, so that mirror comes out. Like you just spoke about.
You're 80s baby, so rejection means nothing. You keep on.
That's the same.
I agree. Can I withstand a rejection? Yes. But it still does something to a man's ego. Even when you strong enough to be like, because if he really likes that person or felt the vibe or the energy, the more he likes that person, let me put it that way, the vibe or what he perceives that person to be, because that person may not be nothing what he perceives it to be, but because the vision and what he sees, I like, and he's going after, and he gets rejected.
I got my best friend, my guy best friend who.
Oh yeah, I love him to death. His number one motto is Peter Paul said, "Try them all," and he will try them all.
He's married now, but like rejection didn't
matter. When I say Peter Paul say try them all, my buddy would try them all. You hear me?
Oh my God!
Like confidence.
He exudes confidence.
Yeah.
He exudes confidence.
But even when you put it out there on the table with this excitement and your partner says no, doesn't necessarily mean always no. It might just mean no right now, because sometimes they don't understand. And so it's just easier to say, no, I'm not interested in that. So I'm saying this to anybody, men and women, but definitely men. Because they usually are the ones putting it out there. But if you're putting it out there and it's a no, find out why it's a no. Find out what stems, like, are you not interested because of this? Or tell me why you're not interested, because it might be something that you really want to do, right? Well, so let's have a conversation about make me at ease, make me understand what it is and how to participate in it, where I will become and I'm saying this out loud, but I'm saying this for people that are in relationships. Don't be going doing this with just anybody. This you gotta have safe space. This is with people in relationships. You have to find the way to find out what moves them into those places. What about this makes you uncomfortable?
And you know what it's gonna boil down to?
What is that?
Most women won't. She still will never relinquish that. She's that much of a freak to the one that she said I do to.
I don't know.
Most women won't.
Why
shadow? Just tell me why. What's that word you use? That shadow self. That shadow self. Most women will not do it.
Why do you think, Blake? We're gonna move on, but tell me, why do you think?
Most of them won't do it unless they did it within the first 15 minutes of meeting each other. And I don't mean like
sex. Let me say this. Why? In our day and age, Blake, what woman is doing that in the first meeting?
When I say first 15 minutes, I don't mean that meaning like the first dates. I mean the first year and a half. That first, she showed that, babe, I'm all in.
What if she's not that initially, but could be that, and is being taught that by her partner?
I think it's either any.
That's a journey now. I consider that a journey. That's a journey. Yeah, that's a journey.
It's in you or it's not. Truth be told, that's just how I feel. I think it's in you or it's not.
It's two sides.
And that because
it's two sides to that.
Have a kinkiness about you. You have it in you. You're just waiting for the right person for it to come out.
But here's what you just said. That's what I was about to go to. When you say it's in you.
In you, it's something.
It's part of you. It's somewhere deep down inside.
So, but it's only one person.
It will never come out of them because it's just not who they are. You can push them, and it will never come out of them.
But it could be that one person, and it's that one person that drives them to go there.
Because then maybe it was truly in them always. You know what I mean? Like think of it like sports. Like
some people are introduced. No, because I can't. Me at 7 wasn't into it.
No.
So I'm only saying that to say that you know, but what transpired after that, my emotions, my feelings, my thoughts, my concepts, my perception of how I, what to do changed. So
yeah, but at 40 and 50 years old, I mean, I don't know, maybe you haven't done it most, but you have had some type of experience and know what you will kind of do and have the kinkiness inside you to know, like, yeah, I will try that. With the right person.
I think Lateefa has a point to some degree. I think when we start, as we get older, we start removing those messages that we have been taught all of our life that allow us to be our free, full self. I think that happens more than not. And yeah, if you got that, if it's in you, it's in you. It's going to come out as you are removing the messages that tell you not to do that or tell you it wasn't. Yeah, for sure. But it's
some of it.
Sometimes it's not that. Sometimes it ain't even about the right person. It's about removing the restrictions in your mind yourself first.
There we go. That's what I'm about to say. It ain't about the person. Mm-hmm. It's about the person allowing themselves to let go and be free. Mm-hmm. And it's certain people comes in your life that you pick and choose. It's not a choice that you make. It's just that that person comes and that person can push that certain button to allow you to be your free, that free self.
Mhm.
So it's not that it happens all the time. It's just some people don't know how far they can go until they meet that stranger. Real talk. Until they meet that stranger, that one trip
Perhaps.
that out of nowhere never came. Nobody supposed to know what we call it, the James Bond cheater. That's what the rest of men we have. I'm giving them too
No,
much game.
I need to know. Tell me, Blake.
I'm giving them too much game.
What is that? For real? No, you put it on camera. We need to know what that is.
It's the one that goes out, James Bond, the movie. Think about it. He's casual. He's the dapper dare. He's the fly guy. He's out of town. He always get the girl when he's out of town. But he comes back home and like nothing never happens.
Oh.
But the girl that he was out of town with was in that scene is always the wildest scene.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The wildest scene.
Wow. I learn something new every day.
The one that he needs at home or with is
it's love, it's compassion, it's all of those things that in the home.
Two things can be true at the same time.
Right. But what he does out there, but it's like and the movie always insinuate it's not him who's making it the freakiest. He's like, well, okay then. He's just always going with the program.
He's just going with the plan, huh?
But it's like, but the excitement for him is the fact that never done this before. Never done this before.
So that means that it was always in him.
I agree.
He just starts stripping away all of the messaging, so he can be his whole self. So I do think that when you start to strip away all of the messaging, as you growing up, you begin to learn yourself more. You begin to accept all of the parts of you, even the shadow sides. And I think you become better partners with whoever that is, both on the sexual side and the intimacy side. So that's just mine. So I'm like, you can answer if you want. But Lateefa, when was the last time you had sex so good it changed your mind about some things? And if it did, what did it change?
About something?
I don't know. Could it change your mind about something?
Had it changed my mind about something? Oh man.
And it could have been a while ago. It could have been, let's
like, when we say change my mind, I'm trying to think like.
I'll give you an example how when some back in younger days and you had sex with somebody who you really didn't think you were going to be involved with at all, but it's so good you're like, yeah, I think I'm gonna keep him. I'm gonna keep giving him a chance.
Okay.
Changed your mind because you started off like, yeah, no, we just gonna do this and you gonna go about your way. But I don't know, maybe I need to think about having you as a relationship partner now. So that's just an example.
I think that, okay. So the last time that I had sexual intercourse with someone who made me be like, was a point in my, it was a point where I felt like my whole life could change now.
Changing.
Like, I started to think like, damn, like we could be together. You know what I mean? Like this could be my husband, the kids we could have, the life we could live. I started to fantasize about all of the different things and be like, and I was like, this is what it is. Like we go together.
Like we go together now.
Like, and we were together though. You know what I mean? Like we were together, but it was a moment where it was like, damn, we can really build, we can really do something. And it felt like
the euphoria of it all.
Yeah. Like we could
I know what you're talking about.
This could be something like really real. And not that it's not real. And that's why I want to, because it just felt like it was something where you are just on
a shift.
Yeah. And it's like, dang, you look at that person differently now. Because, you look at the person like, yeah, I'm attracted to them. Yeah, I'm having sex with them. And yeah, all this is good. But once you have that time when it's like, it shifts, you start to think in a deeper a moment with you. You see them different too. Yeah. It's weird because now, like, when I look at you, like, I don't just think you're attractive. Now I'm like, this is somebody that is my person. That's for me. And this feels good. And we can go ahead and run and take the world on with each other. You know what I mean? So
yeah. No, that's exactly what I mean.
Yeah. I was like, my life changed after that.
Did you want to add anything, Blake?
Well, I mean, in terms of, I guess it's been a minute for the shift. I mean, 20 years in, it's kind of like, we had to just identify with, what's the next chapter. I think I started writing the chapters in the book versus, looking at what really like sexually pushed me. I don't think I've been at that sexual climate in a minute where I can say that I'm like, okay, that was the one. But life changing, I mean,
Not life
I
changing.
I'm about to say like shit.
Listen, I'm afraid of that. I think I've experienced it, of course, and it was with my husband before we were married. So maybe it's shifted it like, yeah, I'm gonna keep you. But yeah, I don't think I want to experience it again at this big age because I don't know what it will do.
Yeah. When you think about,
Right?
I want to shift to something that, like, I mean, I don't, I wouldn't want to be making some of the, not that I made childish decisions, but I don't think I would want to make some of the decisions I made
based on that euphoria feeling, right? Yeah, no.
Like, let me rethink you. You got a little bit more experience in life to still say, okay, yeah, that shit felt good, but life still goes on. We still got to keep on pushing. So.
Okay, so we got a couple more questions before we end. Let's be honest. Have you ever used sex as a tool, as a transaction, or as a weapon? And at our age. And that could just be like to gain power in a situation, for security, because all of that is for that revenge or just to feel seen. And this is no judgment because I know for a fact that we all have done it in our spaces. So
for me, it would be yes. You know what I mean? Being in a relationship, yes, I have used sex as a form of a transaction. Well, if you do this, then I'll give you some. You know what I mean? If you, I don't know, wash the dishes and cook dinner afterwards, I'll give you some. Yes, in a relationship. Outside when I'm not in a relationship, now I'm holding it against you, right? Like I'm not going to give it unless I know that me and you really have a committed relationship where we have that conversation. We're like, hey, we want to be in something committed. So I'm holding that too as well.
Gotcha.
So now that I'm not in a relationship, I'm withholding it in a sense. So I don't know if that's kind of still transactional because it's like, I'm not doing nothing until I know for sure, like at the age that I'm at right now, that we're in something committed and that it's not a situationship and that we're just not having fun and that we're just having fun.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Wow. Yeah. Blake, how does that translate as a married person, as a married man? Because I can ask your wife the question and it'll be a different answer.
As a married man, I mean, I don't know a married man out there that ain't transactional. If you married, that was the contract where it started right there. Everything's transactional when it comes to this. It's always, a tit tat for this, a tit tat for that. I'll do a little more for this. I'll do a little more for that. That's going and if any man out there that's been married longer than 5 years, if what I'm saying I'm lying, saying I'll buy your ass a drink.
We're being honest here, for real.
So,
but I do think that you could think in a moment like I'm not going to have intercourse with this person, and then it changes.
Oh, it happens in the marriage. It happens. I mean, yeah, you can have a fight right now. We can, me and my wife could be fighting, or not even because we don't get into fights, but we could at least be having a misunderstanding where if we're going to verbally talk it out, then we're going to come to a resolution quite quickly. But if we don't verbally talk it out, and both parties, being stubborn and not speaking, then that can transcend to 3 days to 3 months without touching each other. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, depending on how deep or how far it goes. So the difference is what the subject matter may be and how far one got upset about whatever that subject matter may be. But the transaction of withholding it, to me as a man, I would say that's fucked up. Like, why?
I think
why
that
most women do?
I've never been married, but
yeah.
if I get married, like I don't think you should withhold sex in a relationship at all, because if you do that, then he's gonna go somewhere else and look for that somewhere else. So I think that's actually wrong. That I actually think it's your duty in a sense that kind of.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, that's where it's in line. Where a woman who's been married or married will tell you that's not how it is.
But again,
no. To be honest with you,
I do think that's kind of like that's
it is. It is part of your duty to engage with each other, I believe. However, I've never been a person to withhold sex from my husband for any reason. I have been a person to not want to engage for reasons, but it's not me withholding against. It's like, dude, no, we need to fix this before I can mentally get there. So I don't believe that's
a communication, which is good because you communicate. But when I say the silent backs, those many nights where if you're a husband or if you're a wife, you understand what I'm saying? Where you turn your backs to each other and there's no communication whatsoever about whatever it is that got either one of you in the bunch. And most men will become mirrors and most women will do the exact same thing. But like I said, the prolonging of it, I turn sex down and won't touch you for 3 days. You turn around and upset with me because I didn't touch you for 3 days, and you got this.
But you're not communicating.
Not communicating, and you're now for the next 3 days you don't want to do anything. And by that time, Mother Nature kicks in. Before you know it, it'll have been 2 weeks. But after 2 weeks, you like, hold on, what happened?
If your husband asked you and it's been 3 days or a week and you haven't done it, then it's like, okay, I probably do need to engage in this.
But see, then it puts this pressure on you to do it just because. And I'm not saying that's wrong, but I am saying it doesn't create
the energy is
energy and intimacy.
Right energy.
And so
how do we get
but listen, no, I'm about to be real with you. Because I'm about to be 100% with you.
Because you said mentally you got to be there.
This is too much, probably.
This is there.
This is TMI for y'all, probably. However, and I don't know, my ex might have a fit about it, but at one point in our relationship, it was multiple times a day, every day. There's no way in the world that I am physically and mentally ready to do that, because we as women are on the receiving side.
Yeah.
So imagine how many times I just was like there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So is that my duty?
Well, yeah. That's the difference. Because,
no, but I'm saying that.
Yeah, I do think it's within reason, right? And I think that's.
But that might be reason, because we're talking about when we were 30.
Yeah, but
and their libido's here. That's what I was talking about. The libido's being different.
I'm in that time, bro. I understand, and but to each his own, and everybody can't keep up. Right. And there's somebody, and when somebody can't keep up, somebody get left behind.
And would he have felt if I said no more times than not? Would he have felt that I was withholding? So it is about.
Absolutely,
understanding each other. He said, absolutely, he would have felt that.
It wouldn't have mattered. It would have. We just did it earlier today. It would have been like, does it matter? Yeah. So I do think you're right. It's all within reason. And I guess for me too, that's why I'm saying, like, when I think about it, if I've been with this person, I'm like, okay, it's been a week and we haven't done it, then we probably do need to be doing something.
And it depends, like you said, it depends on the couple. if it's normal for you to do it once a week, then that's not an issue.
Right.
But if it's normal for you to do it 3-4 times a week and it's been a whole week, then yeah, you should be looking at it like, I might need to
Yes.
I might need to go have a conversation, go see what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what
Yeah.
it is. Because again, when you're on vacation, you probably are doing it 3, 4, 5 times a day on vacation, or what the occasion might be too. You know what I mean? So I think all those things play a part.
All those nuances definitely play a
as
part.
well.
Yeah. So after having this conversation, what will you take from it? What will you go in looking or doing differently?
I think having this conversation probably will have me maybe think things differently through about the approach that I'm probably, let me say this, that we're openly having this conversation and we're talking through everything, that maybe I might be a little too hard on myself.
Probably.
In a sense that maybe I have this perception, which I feel like I don't, because a lot of people are like, oh no, you don't. I've been married. I already know what it is, and it's not what it all cracks up to be. You know what I mean? And like, I get so mad when people say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, maybe that's not what it worked for you, but it's gonna work for me. You know what I mean? But listening to you guys from different perspectives, it's like, well, you know what? When it happens, it happens. And I got some tricks of the trade to take with this, like do the check-ins and check on the nuances, and what are those things that work for me, and just kind of getting some insight from the both of you guys kind of helped me to think things like, okay, no, here, no here. This is what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah.
So you guys gave me some things that I'm going to take with me and let you guys know how that worked out.
Yeah. Let us know how that works out. Blake?
For me, definitely therapeutic. I don't generally get a chance to or speak, and like you said, not having those men chat and chew conversations. It puts you in a situation where you hold a lot of things in. And for me, today was definitely therapeutic for me to be able to have an open conversation about um, life and marriage. And from my perspective, it's not just, in my walk of life, I think I'm able to speak on it and say, hey, from your questions, what I like and what I don't like. Um, is there some things that I need to rethink and reevaluate now at this point in my life and in my marriage? Yes, I think we all have those, those checklists. But, I think I need to revisit and make sure that I'm understanding because, it is about we're at a place where it is about are you happy and am I happy? Can you, can you we see this for the next couple of years, this next journeys, do we see each other in our lives? So, but being able to be honest and open about it, being able to articulate now, I think I could express myself a lot better,
Yeah.
in terms of what I like and what what I and also being respectful for all of our feelings, her feelings as well.
Right.
So I don't know if my wife's going to see this or not, but I think that she would probably be ecstatic, but at the same time, concerned that you didn't tell me you was going on a relationship podcast.
Right.
So that would be different. It's going to be different.
Well.
Right, it's going to be different for her.
Everything.
So it's going to be exciting to I'm going to share it with her. It's going to be exciting to have that conversation. To how does she feel that I answered, because she know I'm honest. So I try my best to the person that she appreciated the most in terms of, I would say, in dealing with me is my honesty. So I think that this, platform and giving me the opportunity, because had we talked about therapy, how she talked about it, like, yeah, she was like, you think you too good to go to therapy, or most men don't, don't cry in the dark because they don't want to go to therapy. shit, I do consider this was therapy on the
Oh,
couch.
yeah.
So I'll take that as a grain of salt and says,
No,
hey,
I appreciate
learned,
that.
I learned a little bit about myself. I learned a little bit about just where society is at. You guys having conversation about what's happening in the dating world, and it leads to to open and to answer some questions that I probably need answers to. So good.
I think I've learned some things as well. I appreciate both of you because I think I got insight on the dating world and my fears being really truly they're still my fears. But you encouraged me not to stop or to rethink it or reapproach it differently. So I appreciate that. And just hearing that all the things that you talk about in your marriage was like, yeah, okay. So if I ever do it again, I understand it better. And I understand it from a men's perspective that is speaking on it. And like I said, the check-in, my husband and I didn't do the check-ins. So whether I'm married or just in a relationship, the check-in is going to be part of my repertoire because it is going to help us be better as people individually and then better as couples. And then I just think it all just grows and flourishes from there. So I'm excited about the future. I'm excited and scared. This is all new territory. Sometimes I'll be like, why am I here? And me and my ex-husband, we still talk every other day. So we talk about, oh God, it's crazy out here. He tells me about his dating life, all of this. So um just to be open and free. I feel like I'm the freest I've ever been. And it could be age, or it could be that we're allowed to speak and we have platforms like this or other ones just to allow us to say it's okay. You have permission to speak your truth. So I thank you guys for coming on. You want to talk about the projects that you have going on right now and coming up before we leave here?
So you talking about products like Love
You
Fest?
love fest and anything else? Use your mic.
So we got Love Fest that's coming up on Valentine's weekend, and the whole reason why we're doing it is because of just what you're talking about. It's because of I felt like there was a void that was needed for Black love, for Black love showing that relationships are real, that we do have people that are in healthy relationships lasting, that we need a place to have self love as well. We need a place where we can mix and mingle and meet people without having to be on the dating app and kind of get back into the old, go back to the old and get out of the new. So just wanting to change the whole narrative and do something totally different for Valentine's, because Valentine's, most people do what? Go to dinner, get to eat, go to the movies.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But now this is a new idea to get you out doing something different. And we have like 9 events, something that's for each and every person. On top of that, I also do real estate. So also doing that as well. And, how me and Blake, we work together because we do a lot of production together as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I met them, doing production. So I'm excited about the next ones you guys are going to have coming up.
Yeah, we got one in New York.
Yes.
And then we have to
hopefully we haven't got the official acceptance letter yet, but we should be back at the National Black Theater Festival in August.
Awesome. Amazing. And I'll keep sending. You know who I ran into? Chappelle. Maybe Chappelle through you guys. I thought so. Yeah, I ran into her. And I will keep sending talent your way for anything you got going. And Love Fest ATL is an annual event, and I am honored to be able to participate and do a workshop on sex and intimacy. And so make sure, well, by the time this airs, it'll be right after the event has happened. So make sure you start planning for next year because it's an annual event and we want you in the building. So again, thank you, Lateefa Mosley and Thomas Blake. I call him Blake for lending your wisdom and your advice for something that we don't get to talk about enough. And again, I hope you have learned something from today and that you take it and you become more yourself and become more open with your loved one. Now, you can't be open with everybody, but that you become more free and open and you walk in that space in totality. This has been 50 and Fine. And until next time, stay fierce, stay thriving, and stay living out loud. Peace.